Today I am so excited because I will be setting up and flipping through my planners for 2021. This year I am going to take 4 planners and 2 happy notes and convert them into the 5 planners that I will be using. And I have the timestamps for each of these planners on the screen and in the description down below if you want to check that out. I have these gold discs here because I'm going to be doing some Franken planning. I'm going to be setting up a transformer planner, but a lot of these planners are going to get a major overhaul from what I had them set up as last year.
Why you wanna let me go? Nah, nah, nah.
For the home planner this year, I want to use this cover, which I love, these gold discs, and then the calendar that comes with the minimalist happy planner. I chose a classic size vertical because it's really good for making lists for all the things that I need to do at home, and it's also large enough to fit in tasks that are just home related. For this transformer planner, I'm only going to be keeping 3 months of my calendar in there at a time.
You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need.
I have these 3 tabs that I'm going to place in front of the calendar: index, monthly lists, and long term.
But guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning.
Under the index tab, I have a table of contents which kind of breaks down the main categories that are within each of the planners. Under monthly lists, I am keeping my monthly and yearly lists, and I'll link the video that explains how these lists work. But just to give a brief introduction, I create a list or a master to-do list for every single month of the year, and then I color code it based upon these 4 categories: YouTube, home, house renovation projects, and other. And then I use them as a reference as I'm planning out each week in my planner.
With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you.
The next list that I have is the yearly list, which I've broken up into the 12 months of the year. And these are basically just tasks that are something that is either scheduled for that month or something that I would like to get done that month. It also includes things like when memberships are renewed, when the car registration is due, when my track phone card needs to be renewed, etc. So the idea of this is that I would look at this list before I create each monthly list.
Say it during night, but in the morning you just sleep. With us it's all or nothing.
I also have this someday maybe list, which is basically a list of lower priority tasks that I would like to do maybe in the future if I can find time for these tasks, but at the time I do not have available resources or time to work on them. So I'm just keeping a list here to reference if for some reason I can find time in the future. I also have these sheets that have sticky notes on them, and this is for using for capture tools, and I'll link the video where I explain how these work down below if you are interested. The next tab is called long term. These are basically collections, things that are not time sensitive. So the first insert in here is a list of books that I want to read. These are actually 15 books that Bill Gates thinks everyone should read. And this is actually a free printable that I am giving away, and I'll link the video where you can access that free printable down below if that is something you are interested in. And this is just another way that you can use this printable. You can keep this page blank as your title page and then list out the books that you want to read on this side. And I made a key and broke it up into books on faith, books on productivity, and books that were recommended by the 12-week year authors. Reading is something that I would love to do more of, and I'm working towards that. I love making cards for people, especially for their birthdays. So this year I decided to have an insert in here where I would write down the name of the person, their birthday date, and also check it off once that card is made. And my plan is to also actually plan out when I will be making these cards in my calendar section. I also love to come up with gift ideas for people throughout the year, and I like to buy gifts ahead of time. So this is the same concept where I'm going to write the name down, write down what the gift ideas are, and then check it off once it has been purchased. This is also something that I will be scheduling in my planner, is when to purchase these gifts and when to wrap these gifts. This is basically an overview of my schedule, when my morning routine happens, when I'm at work, my after work routines and my evening routines, and also what my Saturdays and Sundays look like. So this is meant to be a reference. I can always look back here and know what I should be doing at what time using this time blocking system. And this is a free printable that I'm giving away, and I'll link to the video where you can get this down below. This is another free printable that I'm giving away, and I'll link that down below for you. It's a brain dump prompts insert. And the idea of this is that when you're planning something out, it can sometimes be hard to think of what it is you need to do. So you could go through each of these different categories and ask yourself, for example, what organization projects do I need to work on? What meal planning do I need to do? Do I need to go to the bank? Do I need to go to the post office, etc.? And work your way down through this sheet. And I use these prompts sometimes to help me think of what I need to add to my monthly list. The next sheet is my aspirational vision, which is basically my long-term goals for myself. And I go into detail about how this works with the 12-week year, which I covered in a video that I'll link down below for you if you want to find out more. But it's basically a way to set goals and to follow through on them.
Smashed up all the parts. Oh, na, na, na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down.
After that, I just have my inventory of stickers and pens and washi, etc. I printed my name onto some clear sticker paper, and I'm going to be cutting that out and adding it to the title page.
No us no more, we're done now. No us no more, we're done now. No us no more, we're done now. No us no more, no, no. We're done now. No us.
I will be leaving these pages blank. On the year at a glance pages, I'm going to be using for my zone cleaning schedule. My house is broken up into 5 different zones. The first zone is my craft room and the hallway, the entryway, etc. So the idea of this is that in addition to the regular maintenance cleaning that you do for high traffic areas like the kitchen or the bathrooms, you also do these deep cleaning days. So I've broken up each zone into different locations so that I have something to work on each day, and also so that I don't get overwhelmed with having to, for example, clean the entire kitchen in one day. On the This Month page, I decided that I'm going to write down my goal that I'm working towards that month and what I am grateful for that month on here. Show me what in the monthly section on the sidebar, I'm going to be including the list of items that I want to buy online. On the ground, you're lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed. And in the calendar section, I'm writing down when I have bills due, when my husband's RDOs are, when I have appointments, etc. In the weekly section, I changed it just a tiny bit, but I'm still using this time blocking setup where I write down my morning routine, the time that I'm at work, my after work routine, and my evening routine. The difference now is that with the ZTD system, which I'll link the video series down below for you if you want to learn more about it, I need to write down my top 3 MITs and have a block of time devoted to working towards them. So I have set that up to occur after my after work routine here. And then I have this other block of time after I'm done with my top 3 MITs to work on any remaining tasks. In the sidebar, I'm keeping track of my 5 big rocks for the week, which is also something that is part of the ZTD system. This is basically just my 5 main things that I absolutely need to get done this week. These help guide me in the MITs that I set for myself. If you want to learn more about the setup and how it works, I'll link a video that I go into more detail about it down below. For the social media planner, I'm going to be using this Disney Princess planner, but I want it to be part of my Transformer planner. So I'm going to be combining the home planner with my social media planner. And the Transformer planner will just be these 2 planners this year. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. These sheets that come before the calendar were part of an extension pack that I purchased separately. The extension pack came with this envelope where I will be keeping the receipts for the giveaways for this YouTube channel. And I attached these sticky notes on here to make it into a dashboard. I'll show you how I'm going to be using these sticky notes in just a moment. I want to add on tabs to make these into dividers. You can do better, I dare you to be wild. The first tab is called Lists. It comes with these goal sheets, which I will fill out later for my social media planner. And then the extension pack also came with these inserts. I'm going to use it for a list of video ideas.
I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder.
This is going to be basically a table of contents for the video ideas, which I will be keeping under this tab. So each of the videos will be listed out in the order that the pages will be in under that tab.
I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better.
I'll be keeping video requests for this YouTube channel here, and I'll be writing down the name of the person who's making the request and what the request is.
Take a light, 'cause we've been through hell. I
I'm
can't
calling
be
this sheet a camera settings checklist because I'm going to write down all of the different settings and situations in which those settings would be used for the camera that I use for this channel. So for example, the frames per second to use, which lens to use, etc. After that, we have extra insert paper, and then we get to this folder which has some sticky notes and the video ideas tab. I'm going to leave these inserts blank for future use because each of these sheets will be dedicated to a different video idea, and I will add more insert paper in here once I fill this up.
It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Yeah. Only time will tell. I still want all of you, and I know all your colors. And I guess 'cause of that I can think of no others.
I'll be using the year-to-glance pages to schedule my Instagram posts.
I have crossed the line, but no, not just me.
And I'll indicate on here which photo I want to post on which day. I decided to use the This Month page for my social media goals for the month.
'Cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Yeah. Only time will tell. Ooh. Only time will tell. Ooh.
On the monthly, I will plan out the days that I'm going to film the videos and the days that I will post the videos. I'm going to put these on sticky notes because I change my mind so much about when I want to film or post a video, and so it's helpful if I can just move the sticky notes around.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed.
I'm writing film and post on these sticky notes, and then once those have actually been filmed and or posted, then I write it down on the calendar itself. This also came with the extension pack. It's a dry erase board, and I decided that I'm going to write out my schedule, which is typically similar from week to week, but specifically writing down the video that I'll be filming, the video that I'll be posting, and also including a checklist for editing and a checklist for filming. These are wet erase markers, not dry erase markers, so they do not come off when they come in contact with the planner paper. You need a wet paper towel to remove it.
In the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions. I'll go, running.
I also added this sticker at the top that says this week because this will be in the current week in my planner, so I can easily just flip to it. On the back, I included something called a filming shot list, and this is basically my plan for the locations that I need to film at. So for example, maybe I'm filming in my craft room or my family room or both locations. Maybe I'm filming on this surface and it's an overhead shot. I also have the type of shot. Is it B-roll? Is it when I'm speaking to the camera? A description of what the shot is, and then items. These are like the materials. So do I need my planner in the shot? Do I need a pen to work with? And then beneath that, I have the plan for the thumbnail and an area to write out the title. If you want these to be permanent and to not have to worry about it getting erased away, then you would just write on here with a Sharpie marker. And I'm going to try this out first, and then if I like how this is set up, then I will rewrite everything with a Sharpie marker.
To the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me in the night. Look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me in the night. Like I am leaving all the bad stuff. Go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions. I'll go, running to better times. To better times. To better times.
So this is kind of like where I can pre-plan, I can erase things easily if I want to move things around. And this is more set in stone. On the sidebar, I have a section for Pomodoros for editing the videos. I have a little tracker for responding to comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And then I've broken up each day into 3 MITs, which are the main tasks or the most important tasks that I want to get done that day. And if I have additional tasks, then I will just add it to the bottom here and to the sidebar.
This time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to.
I want the faith planner to be separate from the transformer planner so that I have enough space to fill it with filler paper, and I want it to be on these rings. I also wanted to have this cover, which is a Happy Notes cover, but I wasn't a big fan of the dividers that came with this. So I decided to use the dividers from this Happy Notes notebook and the paper from this notebook.
You're keeping me wondering. You know I'd do anything to be in your arms again. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more.
The first tab says prayers. So what I have decided to do is to keep all of this filler paper in my faith planner and then write out my prayers each day and then just draw a line underneath that section once I'm done. What I found with the other faith planner that I was using is I kept running out of space every single day. Whether I was trying to do the SOAP method or trying to write out prayers, there just wasn't enough space for me. So this will allow me to just write as much as I want and to stop when I want.
We've been on and off again.
The next tab says Bible study, and in addition to just basic Bible study, I also found this Bible study called Enrich online. It's by Pastor Rick at Saddleback, and it's a 40-day guide to enhance your daily time with God. What I really like is that on one of the pages, it kind of breaks down what you need to do each day into 15 minutes. So you start out by relaxing for 1 minute, then you read the Bible, then you reflect, you record, and you request. So I will definitely keep this page at the front where it is easy to access, because this is a great reminder for how to do quiet time with God. And this Bible study is free, so I'm going to link where I found it down below if you want to print it out as well. What's cool about this is that they include sections that you can write in and answer questions to.
Yo pues quién, todos caen a mi lado. El freno lo arranqué, me siento feliz porque yo no dudo mi power. Te burlaste de mí, se acabó. Trata de festejar, celebramos el viernes.
I also have a bunch of extra paper to just take notes on Bible reading. And then under the Bible reading tab, I have a reading tracker. This is a free printable that I'm giving away, and I'll link the video where you can get it if you are interested down below. I have a tab for ministries, and this just has information about ministries that I volunteer with. I have a tab for Bible verses. I'll link the video about this section down below if this is something you are interested in. I also have a sermon notes section, and this is another free printable that I'm giving away, and I'll link that video down below for you. And then under the calendar section, I bought this monthly extension pack. So this only has months in it, and they come blank. I added these stickers here, and it also comes with these numbers as well as the names of the months. So I am going to use this section to track tithing. In the sidebar, I have a prayer list. So these are for people who I'm praying for, or just prayer requests in general. I also like to listen to online sermons that Pastor Rick from Saddleback Church gives, so I will be writing down the title of the sermon that I listen to on the day that I listen to it. And another idea for using this spread is to track whether or not you prayed that day and whether or not you read the Bible that day.
A veces yo soy yo, yo voy a ser otro yo. A veces yo soy yo, yo voy a ser otro yo. Los frenos los arranqué, el riesgo me cae bien. Los frenos los arranqué, el riesgo me cae bien. A veces yo soy yo, yo voy a ser otro yo. A veces yo soy
The next planner is going to be the fitness slash health planner, and I'm using this new layout which I've never used before for this planner. It's also going to be my meal planner, so I'm going to use the monthly spread for that and then keep the rest for health and fitness. I'm going to use this cover that came with the minimalist planner.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. What's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me for a pass.
This planner is going to act as my meal planner. It is going to act as my health planner and my fitness planner. So the first tab is for meal planning. We have the dashboard with the different sticky notes for different meals. If you want to see how this works, I will link the video down below for you. I have an inventory of my cabinets, an inventory of my fridge, a locations insert because certain items that we commonly purchase are only sold at certain stores. So for example, certain Costco's don't sell coconut oil. So we have to make sure that we go to this specific Costco if we need coconut oil. This is a list of perishable ingredients and the recipes that use those perishable ingredients that I currently have. This is an ingredient inventory, and the idea of this is that before you go to the grocery store, you figure out how much of the meats and perishables that you have on hand. Then you figure out for the recipes that you're going to use how many pounds of that meat you need or how many of the perishables you'll need. And then you take the amount needed minus the amount on hand, and that tells you how much to buy. This is kind of a draft of an idea for an insert I have where I write out conversion. So for example, 1 head of garlic is approximately 11 cloves. These are some ideas for recipes that work well for batch cooking. This is a list of stock ingredients that I always want to have on hand. These are examples of quick meals to make when you run out of time. And then food gifts. So most of those inserts that you just saw are all free printables that I'm giving away, and I'll link the video where you can get those down below. Under the fitness tab, I have my weight loss tracker. Behind that, I want to add all of the photos for my workouts. And this also has a progress chart, so I can just fill out each of the exercises that I do and the reps and the sets.
To be someone else, I would. And let go of you.
At the very top, it says coffee parentheses number and then total milligrams. So I'm going to tally the number of coffees I have per day and then write down the total next to it.
For a pass out, I'm too lonely to be done my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to?
I'm going to use the this month page for my 12-week year goal. At the top, I wrote down my goal for these 4 weeks of my 12-week year. I wrote down action steps and when those are due. I need to complete 6 ab workouts, 6 strength workouts, and 6 cardio workouts from the Power 90 program during weeks 1 and 2, for example. I wrote down the answers to the questions, why is this goal important to you? And if you hit it, what will be different? And then under the reflect section, I answered what worked last month and how can you carry out those strategies into this month's goal? What actions will you struggle with? And what will you do to overcome those struggles? And the questions that are in the black boxes are questions from the 12-week year. For meal planning, my husband and I are going to be trying out this Cook Once, Eat All Week cookbook. We want to try it out because it provides the weekly ingredients that you need to purchase. And then you have this prep day. And then it's very quick to cook the meals the day of. So we are going to be working our way through this book. And I'm going to plan out when those prep days are going to occur, the shopping days, and which days the meals will be made on.
You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you.
This sidebar represents the ratings that we're going to give for each meal. I have the shopping days labeled, the prep days labeled, and the weeks are color-coded so that each of the meals coordinates with the color for that week.
But guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you're just asleep.
This left side to keep track of my percentage completion score for the week, which is based on the 12-week year. And then I'm tracking some of my workouts. So I have 2 sets of functional exercises and the number of reps is in the middle, and also 2 sets of strength exercises and the number of reps is in the middle. And this is for my strength workout that happens on Saturday. For each day, I have basically a checklist of things that need to get done in order for me to accomplish my goal. So I've broken it up into 3 sections: morning, afternoon, and evening, in about the order that each thing needs to happen in. So I need to wake up, I need to take the progress photo, go on the walk, drink water, take my vitamins, etc. until we get down to my workout and prepping for the next day and updating the caffeine tracker. Then at the bottom I have a section for what I ate that day: breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And then I will fill out my daily progress. Did I achieve my goal, or do I need to work harder the following day? At the very end, we have just 3 months that I'm keeping here at a time. So I have all of the recipes after this. So I have a section for beef, for lamb, pork, poultry, seafood, and sides, desserts. And then at the back, I have my section for Thanksgiving. This big size Happy Planner is going to be my work planner this year. I used a big size Happy Planner last year and it worked really well for me. So I'm going to do that again. I like that it provides extra space for me to write my tasks in.
Searching.
And I'm going to leave all of the months in here. I really like the vertical layout, and I like that this layout for this specific planner doesn't have headers, so then I can just create my own sections in here, and there's plenty of space to write.
I try to fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings and words.
And then I decided to make my this month sheet an at work list. So in this section, I'm writing down ongoing tasks for work that are less of a priority than those tasks that are scheduled for the work week itself. And I also have a reminder on the work week to check ongoing tasks for one of my weekly checklists, which I'll show you more about that later. Down here, I have included some important dates. Some of these items haven't been scheduled yet, so I can't write down the specific date, but for example, I have this presentation that's going to occur in mid-January, but the final date has not been set yet, so it's good to have a place to write this down. This is something new that I'm doing this year. It's an annual to-do list, and I'm going to be filling this out more as the year progresses. But I basically have certain tasks that need to occur only once or twice a year, and this will allow me to check off those tasks once they have been completed, just to make sure that I don't forget to do them. Each column is dedicated to 1 year, so I have 2020, 2021, and 2022. And then I can just check it off once that task is completed for that year.
Waste my time, no.
Another thing that I set up last year that I really liked were these sheets and tabs with notes on different topics that I need to reference throughout the year. The one thing though that I want to change about this are the tabs, because they got a little bit bent up because I was using them so frequently. I want to change the tabs out with these Planner Society tabs this year because these are more sturdy, and I also made new labels to go on those tabs. I liked the color coding that I used for the tabs. Each color is a different section or a different category. So I'm going to try to stick with that idea mostly. For example, I'll use all of the yellow tabs for one section so that it will allow me to easily flip to that section in my planner.
'Cause in the echo of your silence, I only hear what's best for me. Yeah, in the echo of your silence, I'm thinking more of her. She who wants to study your body, who gets the better version of you. I need the bitter truth. I need the better version of you. I need the better version of you. I need the better you.
For the weekly section, I'm basically doing time blocking, and I'm using mile liners to color code each of my time blocks. I have this key over here that tells me what each color means. So for example, the study report is in light blue and meetings are in this pinkish purple color. And then beneath that, I will write down lab orders that I need to make. I also have a color for my most important tasks because I want to draw attention to those tasks. So I basically outlined the check boxes for them on each day. For each day, I start with the time that I'm starting work at. So for example, on Tuesday, I need to be in the tissue culture lab from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I have this block of time here. Then I have meetings after that, and I have a degranulation assay after that. And the reason why I don't have hours written down on the side here is because I work different hours every day. So for example, on Monday I'm working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but on Tuesday I'm working from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Down at the bottom, I have this section for emails. I'm trying to reduce the amount of time that I'm checking emails to about 4 times a day. So I will check it at 9 a.m., 11:45 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 4:45 p.m. I also have to do these signups on an online calendar for my job for the hours that I will be in lab and the hours that I'm using either the tissue culture room or a lab bench. So I've written down hours on here. In addition to having scheduled tasks like the hours that I am in the tissue culture room or the hours that I have meetings, I also have time blocks for just focusing on to-dos that I need to work on. So for example, on this Monday, I have a meeting from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And then I have, before 1 p.m., this block of time where I can work on my MITs for that day. Since, for the most part, I don't need to work on Saturdays and Sundays, I have decided to use these 2 columns for to-dos. So I covered them up with these colorful boxes. This is for data analysis, and this is for electronic lab notebooks, to-do items. And then something that is new for me this year are these weekly checklists. There are certain tasks that I need to complete every single week, and I don't want to forget to complete them. So I've decided to start writing out those tasks in this section on where the weekend normally is. I also have this sticky note. So I'm just leaving these 2 boxes blank at the bottom, and then I'm writing down ongoing reminders onto a sticky note. These are things that are not necessarily tasks, but they are things that I want to remember for each week. So for example, I want to remember that my lab needs to use a certain instrument. And it's not really a task because it's something that I need to remember every single week. So I'm going to be transferring this sticky note from week to week into these bottom 2 sections. And over time, some of these reminders will become irrelevant, and I will update this sticky note. I also have a reminder on here to check my ongoing tasks. I have that scheduled in for Monday and Friday. And when I see that, that is supposed to signal to me to check the ongoing tasks on my at work list. I hope that you got some ideas from this video about different ways that you could set up your planner, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!
Every change has a reason.